Ukraine and US agree on minerals deal.
Defense Minister Israel Katz confirms that Israel is carrying out airstrikes in southern Syria.
Ambulance drivers, silent soldiers.
You're watching today's news on NTV. My name is Nguyễn Thị and I will be your guide through today's latest update. Ukraine has agreed on the terms of a mineral deal with the United States and could sign it on February 27. The two countries said a move gives hope that will lead to future security guarantee from Washington.
U.S. President Donald Trump, in part of a dramatic shift of policy that includes reaching out to Russia, has demanded that Ukraine give access to its rare earth minerals to compensate for the billions of dollars of wartime aid it received under Joe Biden. The deal would see the United States jointly develop Ukraine's mineral wealth, with revenues going to a joint fund for Ukraine and U.S. The Ukrainian source said President Volodymyr Zelensky could sign the deal on a trip to Washington as early as February 27, a timetable confirmed by Donald Trump. Previously, Zelensky had balked at Trump's demands to give the United States $500 billion worth of valuable minerals, a sum far above the $60 billion in U.S. military aid to Ukraine.
Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed that Israel is carrying out airstrikes in southern Syria after blast was reported in several areas south of Damascus, and warned Israel will not allow southern Syria to become southern Lebanon.
The strikes come after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli officials demanded the demilitarization of southern Syria in recent days and warned that Israel would prevent the Syrian army from moving south of Damascus. Israeli forces have been occupying the demilitarized buffer zone on Syria's border since the fall of former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime in December 2024. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered that Israeli forces will remain in the buffer zone, which separates the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights from Syria. On February 25, the new Syrian government called for the immediate and unconditional withdrawal of Israeli forces from Syria, condemning the presence as a flagrant violation of the sovereignty of the Syrian state.
The Asian Future Forum 2025 opened in Hanoi on February 25th. On behalf of the host country, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính proposed 3 strategic priorities and 3 breakthrough actions to realize the bloc's development orientations.
The first priority is strengthening ASEAN's strategic autonomy by fostering greater solidarity and reinforcing its central role. The second priority is building economic resilience by revitalizing traditional growth drivers. The third priority is to uphold values and identity, such as the spirit of consensus, unity in diversity, and respect for differences. The Prime Minister also outlined 3 breakthrough actions for ASEAN's development, the first of which involves establishing a more agile and effective decision-making mechanism. The second focuses on enhancing public-private partnerships to mobilize resources for development. The final breakthrough aims to strengthen ASEAN's connectivity by strengthening infrastructure connection, people-to-people exchanges, and simplify procedures in each ASEAN country to effectively implement cooperation activities.
Coming up next are some updated news.
New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon arrived in Hanoi on February 25 afternoon, beginning an official visit to Vietnam at the invitation of Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh. The visit holds significant importance as Prime Minister Christopher Luxon, accompanied by a delegation of leading businesses, is scheduled to meet with representatives from both the Vietnamese government and private sector. Discussions will focus on bilateral relations, prospects for enhancing cooperation, especially in trade and investment. As part of the visit, Prime Minister Luxon attended the second ASEAN Future Forum that is getting underway in Hanoi on February 25 to 26. The event is one of the largest multilateral events hosted by Vietnam in 2025.
The 10th International Exhibition on Shipbuilding and Offshore Technology, Viet Ship 2025, is scheduled to take place at the National Convention Center in Hanoi from March 5 to 7. Featuring over 100 exhibitors across nearly 200 booths. Jointly organized by SVIC, the leading shipbuilding and repair company in Vietnam, and VISEC, a premier ship design firm. Viet Ship is the country's largest maritime exhibition, first held in 2002 and successfully staged in 9 editions. The event returns in 2025 after a 6-year hiatus due to COVID-19. With a refreshed focus on shipbuilding technology and offshore structures.
In early 2025, through trading floors and job fairs, businesses announced recruitment for thousands of job positions in the fields of garment, leather shoes, electronic components, finance, banking, accounting, with attractive salaries. Currently, VEESEEP Nagi Industrial Park has achieved an occupancy rate of over 90%. With 52 multinational investors from many fields such as electronics and mechanics, textiles, auto components, food processing, consumer goods, construction materials. Currently, about 23,000 workers are working in the industrial zone, according to the reference of job opportunities in VEESEEP Industrial Zone. The general labor position have salaries from 7 to 12 million Vietnamese dongs. High-quality workers will have the opportunity to receive salaries from 20 to 40 million Vietnamese dongs.
Along with the medical team, in the journey to save life, we cannot fail to mention the ambulance driver. Although they do not wear the white coat, they are always trying their best to save life.
As usual, returning home after each emergency patient transport, driver Vo Van Nguyen often checks his items and equipment to get ready for a new trip. 15 years as an ambulance driver with tens of thousands of kilometers. His work is always urgent and stressful, but he has never regretted choosing this work.
Because the life-saving missions, I want to do meaningful work and practice my quick and careful personality.
For driver Nguyen in particular, and ambulance drivers in general, the highest requirement is agility and caution. Each time receiving an order is a race against time, not only challenging driving skills and handling situations, but also requiring a sense of responsibility towards the patient.
We faced many difficulties such as traffic jams and bad weather conditions. But the important thing was that we must take the patient to the hospital in time.
Behind every ambulance trip is a close coordination between doctors, nurses and ambulance drivers. They are the ones who contribute to creating hope for life, helping doctors do their jobs.
The patient's chance of survival depends largely on the ambulance transporter.
Every year, on the occasion of Vietnam Doctors Day on February 27th, the medical team is honored and remembered for their mission of saving lives. However, to fulfill that mission, it is partly thanks to the important contribution of ambulance drivers.
It's time to say goodbye. Thanks for your watching and see you next time.